Beats Planet.
Good people, what's happening? Welcome back. Let me know if my audio, get a little bump right there. Let me know if my audio sounds good. What's happening, y'all? So I wasn't going to do the morning after live stream until like week 1. That's when it really gets lit over here. You know, when we start doing 3 films per week, we start, doing what do we learn? When we start doing the morning after show, when we start doing the most lit Cowboys post game show on the YouTube. Okay, I was gonna wait till week 1 to start that. However, I was sitting up watching my favorite anime of all time. Case closed, by the way. I was watching my favorite anime of all time, and I was just thinking about different Cowboy points. I say, I'm going to do a live stream at some point, maybe tomorrow. And let me start writing down some of the Cowboy points I was going to make, you know? And in my mind, I was going to make like 2 or 3 of them. I was going to write a good point, another good point, another good point, talk about it for about 45 minutes, and just let y'all fly little pelican. However, when I start the writing, right, I got down to 1, 2, 3. I got about 20 something points on paper. You know what I'm saying? At some point, it's going to be a film session. Somebody say my audio low. I'll fix it for you. Tell me if it's getting better. At some point, I'm going to make it like a full-blown video. You know what I'm saying? Just with all these points I got to make. But I wanted to share a couple of these points with you today. Okay? Housekeeping before we get started. Salute to my Patreon people. Salute to the merch gang. Everybody that has bought merchandise from me. All those links are in the description. Shouts out to affordablesticks.com. If you want to purchase a fire stick, you can go hit them up. Go watch all the pay-per-view. I watched Daniel Cormier get knocked out last night. Forgot to tell my uncle, my bad, uncle. You can watch all that stuff, man. So go hit those links in the description, man. They're good. They're good. Good people over there. Good people. Anyway, what else? Oh yes, in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna get up and take this cheesecake out the oven. So y'all just be aware when I do get up and go leave and do that. The number to call into the show is 515-606-5187, access code 309-104. That number is also in my description box. It'll be in the chat box if somebody holds me down. You can rewind it and all that. So you can check out all that stuff and call in and give me your thoughts on the game last night. What are some of your thoughts? Who you trying to push off the bridge? Who you trying to promote immediately? Let me know, okay? So with that being said, the first point I really want to make is I need people to learn how to evaluate film properly. You know what I'm saying? I need people to know what they talking about before they say it. That's gonna be one of my missions this year. You know what I mean? Like at some point, I just wanted to educate the average Cowboy fan. Like if they didn't know any better, I wanted to teach them. I want to continue to teach people so we could be better. So we ain't constantly having this conversation all over the time, right? I don't want to hear people say things like, "Oh, Voch, it's just preseason. These things don't matter." When that's not true. We look at a very player by player type of, sample size when we're looking at preseason ball. So we're not looking at a talent versus talent evaluation. We're looking at what's Dak timing look like? What is, what kind of formations can we pull from this? What's Tony Pollard's vision looking like? We're not looking at how far can Connor Williams push this guy. We're looking at is Connor Williams combos with Travis Frederick looking okay? Because Connor didn't get a chance to work with Travis Frederick last year. Those are the kind of things that we're looking for. So when people say, "Oh, it's preseason, it doesn't matter," bullshit. Preseason football 100% matters. No matter who they put on the other side of the field, no matter who they put against you, preseason matters. Somebody said, Michael Gallup The only reason he won the jump ball because he can just jump over this second string corner. Okay, cool. We're going to play a team at some point who has a trash corner. And if Michael Gallup is lined up against that trash corner, guess what we know how to do now? Guess what we know how to do now? We know Michael Gallup can jump over trash corners. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. And those are the kind of things that we got to evaluate. Let me hit this YouTube sound because people are saying that my sound is bad. Give me 30 seconds. Let me see what's going on here. And those are the kind of things that we got to evaluate. I sound okay, y'all. Fix y'all computer. I'm cool. I'll give you a little more sound, though. I'll give you a little more sound for the culture, but fix your computer. Turn your house down. Maybe you can hear it. Anyway, so let's get into these 90,000 things that I took note on yesterday, right? A 95-yard drive. Oh, boy. Oh, goodness. I was really excited about that. We saw from last year, the Cowboys will be driving and we'll be driving. I did a film session on this, by the way, so you can take my words and put it with the film after this live stream. Go and check that out. We'll be driving and we'll be putting hands on people. That could be perfect, but then something will happen. We'll get sacked. We'll get hit with a holding call. Like something will put us in 1st and 15, and the whole drive will just stall. You know what I'm saying? I was impressed. I have it written down here. We went from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 14 on the 3-yard line. And normally those drives have stalled. I like my quarterback staring that adversity in the face and doing something about it. I appreciate my offense not shutting all the way down and driving the football. You know how hard it is to drive 97 yards? That's why punters exist. That's why we fight for field position so we can have less yardage to travel. Young Rain Dakota Prescott took this offense, 95 yards, 97 yards, whatever the number was. I'm winging it. He drove the entire length of the field. He hit 4 different receivers. Somebody said 5. I'm going to have to count. 4 to 5 different receivers. We ran the football, and we did it all without Tyron Smith, Amari Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, Zach Martin. Damn. Is that exciting? Damn, is that, you know, just the chemistry that we have, and some people saying that the play calling looks better. Not to my eye, the play calling looks the same. I don't expect for play calling to be like super different until the season like start. We ain't gonna see hey, Tony's in the backfield with another running back. We're gonna put Tony out of the X out wide and make him run a jailbreak screen or something, right? We're not seeing that play just yet. We're probably holding that to the regular season, but from what I was able to see, with Tavon Austin line up as Z, I'm going to bring up Tavon's name a little later. With Tavon Austin line up as Z, Michael Gallup looking like the man, Randall Cobb, Jason Witten, Xavier Su'a-Filo making me sick. We look good, bro. We look good. Let's get into some more points. Last 7 drive, we overcame adversity. Let me tell y'all something, man. The bandwagon full, but you can try and run behind it. The bandwagon is full, but you can try to run behind it. This Tony Pollard thing is for real. And I'm not gassing. Let me take a sip of the happy juice before I get going to make sure I ain't tripping. Hold on. Let me just take a sip of my happy. Hold on. Tony Pollard's for real. Now, let me kind of set it up before I say this, right? Because I'm going to call him my cousin all year. I'm going to call Tony Pollard my damn cousin all year. Am I saying Tony is a Hall of Famer? No, I ain't saying that. Am I saying Tony is a Pro Bowler? Nope. I ain't saying that neither. This is the best one right here. Am I saying Tony Pollard is better than Zeke? Nope. Should we cut Zeke and let Tony Pollard start? Nope. I saw a lot of that yesterday. I saw a lot of Cowboy fans saying that dumb shit yesterday. Oh, just cut Zeke. We'll run with Tony. Let's run with Zeke and Tony. How about that? How about we pull that off? You know what I'm saying? Tony Pollard is a back that can be very productive for you. I'll say that as a baseline. I'll say that like as a floor statement. I think Tony can start some games for you. Tony can be a starting back in this league, in my opinion. What makes you say that, Voch? First of all, I see worse starting backs in the league. I see smaller starting backs in the league. Like Tony bigger than like Phillip Lindsay. You know what I mean? Tony bigger than him. What I saw from Tony last night, though, and it's kind of hard to judge this based on like just preseason games. Like Tony only had like 4 carries last year, like 5 or whatever this year, this week or whatever, last week. But what I saw from Tony is I saw his vision, running with his eyes, catching the football, running with burst, running over people, through arm tackles, keeping his balance through those arm tackles. Somebody gonna call me phony, but you can check my film session. I'm showing all this. I'll drop a damn Tony Pollard film session every week if I have to. You know what I'm saying? Tony's giving us all this super positive running back traits that we've been looking for. Yeah, Vic, then he flexed after the touchdown. Got in the end zone, he flexed after the touchdown. I'm ready for this thing, man. I'm ready to see Tony Pollard. There was this one play, Tony came out the backfield, flared to the right side, caught the ball, and I always talk about this when I'm doing draft season. Some running backs get soft when they catch the ball. Tony catch the ball and turn into a runner again. Ain't gonna run somebody over. I like that. But then there's somebody out there, some Cowboy fan, some negative Nancy out there that's gonna be like, well, Tony, he preseason. Listen, man, if you put Tony behind the first 5 offensive line, I don't care what other D-line you got. I trust my first 5 versus whatever D-line you come to play ball with. I saw what I needed to see. Can Tony find a hole? Sure. When Xavier Su'a-Filo's getting blown up, can Tony Pollard create space for himself? Sure. If somebody arm tackles Tony, can he run through it? Yep. And keep his balance? Mm-hmm. This Tony Pollard hype train is for real. That's my cousin. The bandwagon full, but you can try and run behind it. Let me scratch Tony's name off the list. off my list of observations. I looked at the offensive line a little bit. Travis Frederick, it seems like game by game, he's getting better. Xavier Su'a-Filo, game by game, he getting worse. But it's all good. What I'm saying from Travis, let me check my time. In case y'all just tuning in, don't forget, you can call into the show. Also, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to run to the oven to take this keto cheesecake out so I can put it in the refrigerator. So just be prepared for me to get up and walk away from this thing. So just please hang tight with me. But what else did I notice? Gallup looking like a grown man. Listen, I said on my other, I'll get back to the offensive line. I said on my other Michael Gallup film session, my very first Michael Gallup film session when he was fresh out of college, I was like, yo, man, Michael Gallup's going to do some Dez type things, you know? And is he going to be Dez? No, but he is going to be the guy that can win jump ball situations. He's going to be like our deep vertical threat guy, right? If you look at our wide receivers now, they're nuanced route runners with yak ability. Michael Gallup is a nuanced route runner with yak ability that can also win those jump ball situations. That can also give you that physical yak, run after catch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing all that like, yo, like I'm loving the development of it. And as the drive kept going on, we saw Dak hit Cobb because he was open. We saw Dak hit Witten because he was open. Just imagine if Cooper was out there demanding his extra attention. You know, at some point, Gallup is going to have to win these one-on-one exchanges. Cobb is going to have to win these one-on-one exchanges. Also, Witten is going to have to. And I saw no signs of that not happening. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Cooper gets back, it's gonna be ridiculous then. And I'm just watching, right? I'm like, Dak is spreading this thing all the way around, like a peanut butter jelly sandwich, just spreading it around. And if we look at our receiver group and none of them really blow up this year, like if none of them go over 100 catches, I'm fine with that. That just means we was balanced. That just means we were super balanced if nobody gets 100 catches. Or like 90 catches, because 100 is like plenty. Like 80 catches or whatever. That's a lot. I like the spread the ball around type thing. Another note, and I noted this in my film session. Y'all can go check that out. Is we lined up Jason Witten kind of different. In Jason Witten's old age, what we noticed from Jason is that he's in line like all the time, right? He's either in line, but if he's not in line, he's lining him in the slot. He's close to the quarterback because that's where that's the quickest route to him, right? He's either lined up in the slot to the right. Sometimes he'll do some left stuff, or he's in line on next to Leo Collins or something, right? They line Jason Witten up detached up top by himself. If you don't know what I mean, go watch film session. I just broke all that down, but he's detached like he's where the Z receiver would be, alone. And I'm like, man, they used to do stuff like that with Gronk. They'll just take Gronk, put him up top, and they'll see what happens. And that's another way you can tell man from zone coverage. Like if the cornerback stays out there on Jason Witten, then it's most likely like a zone look. But if it's man, a cornerback won't be out there. If Jason Witten goes out there and it's a man look, a linebacker will probably be out there, or a safety will probably be out there. Now you got this linebacker or safety on the island with Jason Witten. You say what you want about Jason Witten and his athleticism, his he's not a super fasty guy, but what he can do is get his ass open. I thought that was interesting. When you go back and watch the first drive, because it seems like that's the only drive that really super matters, watch Jason Witten just detach and line up at the top of the formation by himself. I thought that was interesting. I got some callers here. Y'all, please don't go nowhere. Let me get these last few points out, and I promise I'm going to get y'all in. We spread it around, 5 receivers. Cool. I'm cool with that. Let's get back to the offensive line. Travis got better. Xavier Su'a-Filo gets worse. It hurts my heart every time. Cam Fleming didn't do terrible. I just know that when it really hits the fan, I don't want Cam out there at all. I would rather Tyron out there. But that's easy. That just makes sense on that from that side of the game. But let's talk about Connor Williams for a little bit. Connor Williams moves people a lot better than he used to. I saw a few instances last night where he kind of lost his balance. He'll trip up a little bit. One time he gave up a little bit of penetration, and that's okay. If anybody played offensive line, they understand with like just slipping and sliding, taking to the house. Like they understand falling down happens sometimes in these trench exchanges or whatnot. But Connor Williams definitely has gotten better. Somebody who's not improved, even amongst playing against backups. Leo Collins. I ain't saying nothing, but I would just like everybody to keep their eyes on that. Okay? Dak spread the ball around. Another observation I noticed. So if Cooper's not playing, it seems like the first guy that's going to line up at the Z is going to be Tavon Austin, which is interesting. So what that says to me is that Tavon got a lock on this team. He has a lock on his position, so to speak. He's going to be next. What I also noticed is that I'm going to talk about them later. I'm going to talk about them after I take some calls. Boom, boom, boom. You with detach. What about the first team defense? And then I'm going to get into these calls. Y'all call in right now so I can get you in line. The first team defense, Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch are going to be special, man. We already knew that. But first of all, Vander Esch is bigger. Vander Esch is bigger. He was already huge last year. And Jalen Smith he looks a little more athletic out there, which is insane because he was already super athletic in the first place. So those guys really caught my attention. Malik Collins is ready. I would like for him to stop playing preseason now because he always gets hurt in the preseason. The one thing I don't want to happen to Malik Collins is to get hurt in the preseason. Sit your ass down. Jordan Lewis, Nasty game from Jordan Lewis. Xavier Woods is our free safety that hits like a strong safety. I'm very excited about how that's going to go. Y'all can call in and touch on that if you want to. Reggie Davis can't be dropping punts, man. It seems like when you drop punts versus the Rams, you get kicked out of here, Ryan Switzer. So, I looked up and Jordan Lewis was out there fielding punts. I know Jordan Lewis thought he'll never field another punt in his life with all this punt field that we got on this damn team, but oh boy, Reggie Davis dropped the ball on that. And yeah, Brett Maher, ready for him to get pushed off a bridge. Okay, I'm gonna take some calls and then we're gonna get into some of our backups. How you doing, Miss Scouting Pro? Let's get into the phones. 908, what's happening? Who this?
Yeah, it's Ali.
What's up, man? Turn down your laptop.
Oh, my fault, man. You hear me?
Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah, man. The Cowboys, they look very good, man. Like that, he looks very good. He looks like a franchise quarterback. He looks like a leader of the team. I like the way Tony Pollard been running. At the same time, I'm not going to put too much stock in that hype train for the simple fact that a lot of defensive coordinators are calling vanilla type defensive plays. I don't know. I just really like the way this team is looking. It looks like a great program that Jason Garrett, Stephen Jones, and Jerry Jones are building. And I've seen a lot of Cowboys fans telling me after they seen Tony Pollard run, a lot of Cowboys fans have been telling me that we don't need Zeke, and that's just I don't really understand that. I know Tony Pollard been running good. Sure. I know that he looks good during the preseason training camp, but let's not forget that Zeke is a one-in-a-generational type talent, and we need that to be able to get to our ultimate goal. And now our ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl in 25 years. I'm 23 years old. I have never seen the Cowboys ever win a Super Bowl, and I don't like the way that we're playing games with this opportunity that we have as a team to reach that ultimate goal.
I feel you, man. Great call. I appreciate it. I feel like we gotta talk about that at some point. The whole generational running back. In my mind, a once in a generation running back means in a generation there's one of you. It's like 5 once in a generation running backs in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. 1, 2. Okay, it's a baseline 3. Baseline. I've heard somebody say once in a generation running back with Zeke, Gurley, and Saquon. I think we should revisit that at some point. But what the caller was saying was we should be careful with the Zeke slander. In my opinion, what happens, man? You know, these Cowboy fans they get emotional. They get emotional in the sense of, hey, if Zeke doesn't want to come play with us, F him. We'll just run with this young kid. And the ex-coach in me agrees. You know what I mean? The whole next man up mentality, sure. But when I'm talking about, when I say we can live without Zeke, I'm saying in a sense that if we're forced to live without Zeke, can we do it? If we're forced to live without Zeke, can we do it? I think we can. Do I want to live without Zeke? Hell nah, man. You win the game with horses. Zeke is one of your horses. 469, what's happening? Who this?
My name's Adrian. I'm here from calling from New Mexico.
What's crack-a-lack in New Mexico? What you got for the show?
Not much. So I was wanted to call you and ask you how you between Devin Smith and the other number 83.
Mm-hmm.
I think which one would you take in between those two if we had to pick one of the two? And then also, Maher and Lyle Collins. Yeah, you're gonna have to go talk to Spartacus in Sparta because I'm getting tired of both of their performances. And also, one last thing. Do you think this is the last we'll see of Dak Prescott for the rest of the preseason? Because I don't know if I want Lyle Collins blocking for my franchise quarterback. I think that's about it.
Oh man, better be. Appreciate a good call. He has some good points there. Segway Jones. So I had written down here in the bottom right portion of my notes here. We thought that this receiver battle it was going to be sort of quasi easy for some people. We felt like Tavon was going to pretty much be a lock. I think that's true. Then we were looking at guys like John Vay and Jalen Guyton. And, in my mind, I totally said this. In my mind, Devin Smith was going to be cut. However, I think the fight keeps getting closer. The more games we play, it keeps getting closer, right? Because if you look at week 1, you would say, okay, I think Jalen did enough to kind of fight for his practice squad spot. Or you would say, damn, John Vay, you were in a good spot until you dropped 2 passes. You kind of go down a little bit. Then you run past somebody and catch a pass. And you go up a little bit. Then we see Cooper Rush last night hit a dime to Devin Smith in the end zone. You go, whoa. And then we forget that Devin Smith got the same kind of jest that John Vay and Jalen has, right? And then the one guy that's missing all this good action, who can't afford to miss action, is Cedric Wilson, who got concussed last week, and he's in concussion protocol. I guess he'll probably be able to play next week, but Cedric needs all the games he can play. He needs all the competition he can get. You know what I'm saying? If you're a guy like Reggie Davis, right? I'm 11. If you're a guy like Reggie Davis, special teams kind of help you make the team, right? If you're going to be the 6th receiver, but you can run down and tackle people and you can field punts or whatever, that kind of puts you in a better situation than the rest of these guys. But then you Ryan Switzer to punt. It kind of evens it out a little bit. I honestly think this is one of those fights to where I don't think it gets solved until the end of the preseason. I don't think this thing gets solved to the end of the preseason, and it's all gonna depend on what these guys do with their reps. Now the caller asked me, he say, Voch, who would you rather have? Would you rather have John Vay or Devin Smith? Shit, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's gonna take 2 more weeks to figure this out. Peep this out. My alarm is ringing. I have a keto cheesecake in my oven. I'm going to take it out and put it in the refrigerator. Give me 30 seconds. Enjoy my intro music. All right, y'all. Cool. We back. Let's jump right into the phones because we got people waiting, and I know all these people. We got platinum callers. Dave from New York. What's up, man?
What up, Ross? What's good?
Man, holding down for the Doski Woski, man. The Peasky Whiskey is at the door. It's in this big basket with a sign that says free on it. What you got, brother?
Listen, first and foremost, you do the thing with the content. Now, Chef Boy Lombardi, I hear you.
Thank you, sir. Voch Lombardi cooking show is on the way. Hang tight. Soon as when I get to like 70,000 views, look out for that. Look out for that cooking show to come. It's on the way.
I dig it. Listen, I don't know. I can say being that was it for like maybe the first quarter, the starters for defense, they look elite right there. I was feeling them. I was Xavier Woods, Jalen, Van Dash, all of them doing their thing. I was feeling all that. I'm maybe excited when we are 100% in the season. Mm-hmm. I'm excited because that's what they're doing in preseason. Looks promising. Definitely going to be up top 5. Definitely top 5.
Absolutely. Keep going. This is your show.
I'm going to just shout out and just shout you out real quick.
Hey, man.
Thank you for taking my call, huh?
Hey, man, appreciate it, Dave from NY. Listen, man, so Dave is a very excited fellow. I share his excitement. You know what I mean? And I know there are some Cowboy fans that'll be like, oh, temper your expectations. Y'all need to chill, sit down. Listen, man, if you're not excited about this squad, man, you need to go root for the Jags or something, dog. You need to get up out of here, dog. The only person that's allowed to be pessimistic is Miss Scouting Pro. She's the only one that's allowed to, to go against my positive, my positive vibes. You know what I'm saying? The rest of y'all go away, man. The rest of y'all go somewhere, man. The Voch Lombardi cooking channel or whatever is gonna be a thing. It's absolutely gonna be a thing. Wait till I pull up my Instagram. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me show y'all something. Before I get to my next caller. Wait. Check out my Instagram, man. I'm so proud of this dumbass steak. Hey, man, look. I'm so proud of my goof ass steak. First of all, I need all of my African Americans to quit eating their steak well done. You know what I mean? I know all of us don't, but I know most of y'all do. Listen, man, ain't that pretty? Look at my steak. Ain't that pretty? Look at that, man. So yes, the Voch Lombardi cooking show on the way. I'm proud of this dumbass steak. You know what I mean? Look at that. Hold on. Let me move a little Voch out of the way. Let me move. Look at that. Come on. Let me take a call while my perfect medium rare steak is on the screen. Hold on. Letter V, you watching the screen? Hello, Letter V. Who is this?
Yo, can you hear me?
Let me ask something, Letter V. You watching the show right now on the YouTube, man? Do you see that perfectly cooked medium rare filet on the screen? Do you see that?
That's incredible, man. If I knew where you lived, I would already be over there.
Oh man, look at this, man. Look at that goodness. Anyway, talk to me, man.
Not as a psycho either. I'd come there with like some mac and cheese and some green beans with some bacon.
Bring some sides, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. I think I've listened to everything you've said. Oh, by the way, before I jump into this, last time I called you, my phone was acting funky.
Sure.
I think it bounces between Wi-Fi and cellular. So if it does that again, it's all good. If you got to hang up on me, that's fine.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Go ahead.
Yeah, you touched on a few things, man. We should definitely move La'el Collins. We'd get like $8.5 million in salary. Maybe we could get a pick. I don't know what type of pick he'll fetch, 3rd or 4th round. But the way we've been drafting, 3rd, 4th rounders are they're legit. So and then I think we got a logjam because I think Looney, McGovern,
sure.
Of course, we know Connor Williams could play either that left guard position or the right tackle.
Sure.
But anyway, La'el Collins, I think they should move him. I think you should, how the media plants a story and then all of a sudden it hits some type of like traction with the front office. I think you should keep pushing that angle. La'el needs to be gone.
Thing about it though, man, is we know La'el is safe. We know La'el is safe. Like he ain't great. He ain't fantastic. But I don't want to cut La'el and get Chaz Green up in here. You know what I'm saying? Like I know we can win ball games with him. So what I would rather do, and I think the question that we have to deal with is do we trade La'el and somebody hold us hostage and we get like a 5th, or do we just let him go, somebody else sign him to a huge O-line contract because the league needs O-line and we get like a comp pick for him? And I think that's more realistic, to just hold on to him, play your game, and if you get bad at the end of the season, then we can make our moves. And just get your comp pick at the end of the year. I think that's another option that we can look at.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said. Sure. I think that if he does get traded, he's going to get traded like right after the preseason and other teams need him. But this is part of the only reason why I approach this from a different angle. I just looked at where he was on cap hit and base salary.
Plenty.
It's
plenty money.
Yeah, we need that money. I agree with everything you said on Zeke. Can we live without him? Yes. Would it be more painful living without him? Yes. So, I mean, you don't go off trading all pro running backs just like that.
All pro anything. anything all pro. You don't trade.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
And third year, and he's looked good every year. I mean, behind this offensive line. And by the way, don't be surprised if you trade Zeke to another team and he pulls a DeMarco Murray. He plays behind a different offensive line. He just doesn't look so good. I think the NFL knows that. So I think it's all hand in hand. He's got a great offensive line. We've got a great running back too. So that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have anything else to add to that? Because I'm going to quickly move to receivers and then I'll hop off.
No. Go ahead. I've been hating on Lael for 365 days, man. Give me a break. Give me a break from hating on Lael.
Dude, the only thing I know that you said about Lael is he gets his lunch money taken, and I'm tired of hearing that. So he got his lunch money taken yesterday.
He was getting whooped last night. Yeah, he was getting whooped last night. So I mean,
shit. That just shows you I'm watching. I'm secretly watching. I'm secretly listening to your every word. By the way, you did some really good videos on Dak Prescott and et cetera. I can get into all that. But anyway, receivers.
Thank you very much.
I like JVJ. I also like Jalen. And I've always been on a stockholder of Cedric Wilson, and now Devin Smith is looking good. I don't know where Noah Brown fits into this, and what Lenore gets moved to the practice squad. I don't know how any of that works.
I think Lance.
What are your thoughts?
Lance is probably gone already. I think I saw a report on that. I don't really look at the reports that heavy.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm not a reporter. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like to hit the whole breaking news fan, but I think Lance is gone already. Somebody in the chat box let me know. I think the biggest fight that we got to deal with, like we got our big three, then Tavon or whatever. Then there's John Vay, Reggie Davis, Devin Smith, Jalen Guyton, Cedric Wilson. I think those guys are gonna have to fight. And the only person that's practice squad eligible is, in my opinion, is Jalen Guyton and Cedric Wilson. I don't think you can put John Vay on practice squad because somebody will take him from you. I'll be sick. And I think Reggie Davis may be too old. I'm not sure how many games he played when he was in Atlanta, but he could be eligible too. I don't know. But one of those guys is going to get cut, though. One or two of them going to get
cut. And whoever gets cut is going to be our next Jimmy Smith. I tell you that right now. He's going to go off, and he's going to become thunder and lightning somewhere else. I think we got to be a little bit more patient with JVJ. I'm a big fan of that 4.3 speed. I think he's got some nerves, man. He's dropping some balls that he shouldn't be dropping.
Yeah,
so,
he was he was a bit of a dropper in college too, but so that's something that we gotta make our mind up if we want to deal with that, or if we could try to coach him to be a little more secure with his hands. But as a whole, I like him because you can't teach speed. You can't teach speed, man. And John Vay can fly. John Vay can fly. So whatever ends up happening, it will be interesting.
Yeah. And then dude, I'm not big on Noah Brown. I hate to throw one guy under the bus this way, but I don't remember in the playoffs when Dak threw to Noah Brown in the end zone. We were in the red zone, and he kind of fell down.
Yeah.
I guess you could blame the pass being misthrown or whatnot. Not really, but Noah Brown needs to play defensive back in that position instead. I forgot who it was. Whatever, that Seattle linebacker, he picked it off. I forgot his name.
Sure.
Noah Brown.
KJ
I don't like him.
Yeah. I forgot about Noah Brown because we haven't been seeing him. He's dealing with an injury, but I think they like him. I think he's safe, which is unfortunate for one of our young guys, But if he's around, it's because he does things in the kicking game, in my opinion. I think. I don't think we really use physical body jump ball receivers like that. Gallup just did it, and I don't know if that's going to be a thing that we do normally. I think we're going to keep that route runner trend going. But hey, man, Noah Brown ain't got a spot on my team. That's just me.
He ain't got a spot on my team either. He's slow. Well, maybe he could just carry all the footballs in and off the field for all our other guys, dude.
Oh man, don't be like
anything else
that.
he can do over here.
Oh man,
sorry, that's a mean statement, but it's the truth.
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. Appreciate it, Letter V. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, man, I'll haul it back. The season's heating up. We'll see what happens with these final roster cuts.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot, man. Enjoy that steak.
Salute.
Enjoy that steak.
Salute,
Good
bro.
job.
That steak is gone, boy. That steak got evaporated, boy. That steak ain't last no time. For those of you that are tuning in freshly new, salute to y'all. You can call into the show if you would like. The number is 515-606-5187, access code 309-104. Call in, let me know what you thought of the game yesterday. You can talk about whatever you want. This is your show. My name is just on it. How many people got watching live? Also, I humbly and graciously say I think I got the best post-game show ever on YouTube, the best Dallas Cowboy post-game show. So when week 1 starts, I'll be doing that. As soon as the game is over, hey man, tune in and we'll get that thing going. We'll have some calls. We'll celebrate because we're going 16-0. Then we're gonna win the Super Bowl and all that. So we're gonna celebrate every single post-game show. Then we're gonna do the morning after show where we where we kind of settle down and debrief everything that happened or whatnot. All right, let's get back into some of my notes since we don't have any callers on the queue. The queue is empty if y'all want to call in. Nobody's here. So backups. My caller segued perfectly into talking about our backup wide receiver. I might have lost y'all. I got to type that password in. I hit a button. Hang tight. Did I shut this thing down? Oh, Lord. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. Hold on. Thought you funny. Good show, nephew. Hey. My uncle tuned in. About to tune in. All right, cool. Can y'all hear me? Testing. Hello? Y'all there? Wait a minute. Let me see if we still recording over here. Yeah, we still streaming. All right, cool. Hey, can y'all hear me? Chat box, respond to me. I hit a button and my computer went into sleep mode. Let me know. This will never happen on ESPN. I guess we good. I guess we straight. Yeah. No, it's not a bad internet thing. I hit a button and my computer went into sleep mode or whatever. That'll never happen on Fox Sports. And yeah. Cool. Like I was saying though, shouts out to my uncle, by the way. My uncle and my brother listening, Ephraim and JB. They tuned in right now. They say I'm Hollywood, so they don't really tune in to me very much. But when they do tune in, I give them shout outs on the air. So shouts out to them for listening. Let's get into some of our backups. Then we'll wrap this show up. Let me see how much time we got. Good on time. Then we'll get back into some more callers if y'all want to. We talked about the receiving battle earlier. I ain't really got a good idea on who the hell is going to come out of that thing alive, but I do know Cedric Wilson needs to come back on the field healthy and do a lot last year. This last 2 weeks of the preseason, he had a pretty good week 1, and man, you just feel bad for Ced, man. You just kind of feel bad. He goes out and he makes a few catches and he look good, and just somebody just hit him in the neck. Hit him in the neck and the crown of the helmet, and now you got to go back out. I'm like, damn, bro, Cedric Wilson just got back on the field. Cedric Wilson, you know what I mean? Like, he's just recovering from this last thing. I hope he's not one of those injury-prone guys because he's proven to us that he's a shifty route runner from the slot and that he can manipulate space really well. You need guys like that. And I don't think he's like like those other receivers that play in the slot that, catch the ball and fall down and go to Buffalo and talk shit. Like I don't think he's one of those guys. Like he's another yak guy if you go back and watch his Boise film or whatnot. So I think Cedric Wilson's gonna be fine. He just got to stay on the field and make up that ground or whatnot. Somebody asked me about the backup defense. Jalen Jelks might make this team. Like not even make it in a he's gonna play every Sunday type of thing. But like if he makes a team and we just like make him inactive every week or whatever, I think that'll be a solid idea for him. Because this is my thing. First of all, I need Dorrance Armstrong to be like super dominant so I can have that confidence in him. I know that Dorrance can play. I know Dorrance is a good practice guy. I know Dorrance is better than Taco, actually. But I need Dorrance to be dominant in these preseason games so I can feel better for him in the regular season, right? Some people saying Taco had a great game. Taco just does better than what he normally does. Taco still ain't doing enough for me. But Jalen Jelks, with the opportunities that he's getting, Jalen Jelks is producing. Now, what I would like to see is I want to see Jalen Jelks in the like in the second quarter, like when he's against some better talent, like some second talent, not really some third talent. I want to see Jalen against those guys. Joe Jackson, he might end up doing like 3-tech type of stuff. Like he's big. Joe Jackson is almost he's probably going to push 290 by the time he's in his man body. Late 280, 290 if you really put him there. I think Joe Jackson can be on this team, but in an interior fashion, because we were running out of space for DNs. I think something that makes this interesting is if you think about who may be available week 1. I don't think Randy's going to be available week 1, or D-Law, or possibly Tyrone Crawford. However, or Robert Quinn. I don't know if Robert Quinn's going to be available week 1. However, I know all those guys going to be available week 3. That's going to be interesting moving forward when it comes down to what defensive ends are going to play for us week 1 through 3. Now, what makes me feel better about that is that we playing the Giants, the Redskins, and the Dolphins week 1 through 3. Boy, I feel real good about those 3 matchups, but everybody comes back for the Saints, so that puts a big smile on my face. But let me take a look at inhabiting the fan on his YouTube. It happens to the best. I see you understand. There you go. Shouts out to Miss Scouting Pro for the encouragement. Justin Phillips had a pretty good game. Now, this is the weird thing about Justin Phillips and Luke Gifford. I know we want to give them jobs and that they're undrafted guys, but we need to look at them in the context of where are they with the rest of the linebackers that we have, right? I know Justin and Luke made plays in preseason, but if you look at our big 3, which would be Van Der Esch, Sean Lee, Jalen Smith, the next 3 would be Joe Thomas, Chris Covington from Indiana, 5th round pick last year, whatever. You got March Lillard, Chris Covington, and Joe Thomas. That's 6 linebackers already. That's 6 guys. You know what I mean? So if you Luke Gifford and Justin Phillips, you really fighting for, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a hard fight to fight. I think the last guy out of that first 6 guys that they got to fight with would be Covington. Covington would be the least impressive out of the, him, Sean Lee, March Lillard, Joe Thomas group. So if you're Justin Phillips or Luke Gifford, you got to be better than Chris. Chris is the linebacker. Christian is the D tackle. Thank you, sir. Same thing. I think if you're Luke Gifford and Justin Phillips, your job is to be better than Covington. I think that's who you got to fight. I think that's what you got to do. That's the matchup. So it's exciting to see those young linebackers come in and play and whoop ass. But I think we're gonna need those guys because I don't think we're gonna just. I mean, like we ain't gonna pay Justin Marsh Lillard next year. We're not gonna pay freaking Joe Thomas or whatever. We gotta have cheap guys, and I think they will be interesting depth guys for the future here. And Donovan Lumber made a play. Salute to him. Tristan Hill is going to be okay. Tristan Hill is doing what he's supposed to do. He has ball get off. He's strong, but he got to learn how to play D-line. That's typical. Tristan Hill is on schedule. He's not going to come out and be better than Malik. He's not going to be there. He's going to compete. I think when the regular season get here, I think he's going to play. However, he's got to learn how to play D-line first, but the physical traits are there. But he's got to learn how to play the game a little bit better. Let's get into the phones real quick. I'll probably wrap this thing up afterwards. Let's see. Let's mute everybody. And
they can unmute themselves.
Okay, let's turn up the volume. Let's get into the calls there. 808, what's happening? Who this?
Hey, what's up, Voch? It's Young.
What's up, bro? What you got for the show?
Hey, I was at the game yesterday. Our offense first team looked good.
Okay.
Pollard looks good, but Pollard is not a Zeke, bro.
Sure.
Pollard's a good 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
If we think we can run our offense through Pollard, we're going to be in a lot of hurt. Pollard's a flash. you can't do in between the tackles like you guys talking. He's small. And granted, we played against the Rams. We didn't play the first defense, but that first drive, Dak looked solid. Offensive line looked pretty decent.
Sure.
Mind you, we didn't play against that first D on LA. We looked good though. Defense looked like we were ready to play hard. That's one of the main things I look for. Secondary looks really good. Yeah. Linebackers, like you just said, solid. Yeah. Defensive ends. Yeah. We just wasn't getting to them, man. The whole game. The whole game.
Pollard's not small. He's smaller than Zeke, but he ain't
Pollard
small.
Looks small, Voch.
Where was you sitting at? Where was you sitting at? What?
I was sitting on the 40.
You should sit next to him. Pollard is not small. Pollard is smaller than Zeke, but he ain't small.
Pollard, nah, man. I'm just saying as far as what everyone's saying on YouTube, on videos, on practice.
Okay.
When you see him in the real game, man, he looks a lot like you know that kid Weber. Everyone's saying he's a mini Zeke.
Oh, okay.
He can't get the edge.
Okay.
He can't get that edge.
Boy, listen, bro. I thought you were saying.
I'm 5'8", man.
Listen, I thought you were saying Tony was small and Tony can't run between the tackles and Tony soft and Tony like trash and Tony a bit. I thought you were saying all that. Boy, I was ready to get you.
No.
Oh, I was ready to get you.
No.
Okay, I got you.
I think if Zeke, we can get Zeke back in there, bro. I think our offense would be probably top 5.
Okay.
Dak, yeah, with Pollard in there, Pollard was special. He's one of those guys that can make one cut and he's gone. But in defense of Lyle did okay.
Sure.
Cooper Rush didn't pass the ball quickly enough. The other kid didn't throw the ball quick enough. It was just about timing. New offense. Looks like Boise State, though, man. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yeah. I feel you, man.
Thanks for all the good stuff you put on, man.
Appreciate you, man. Doski
Aloha
Woski.
from Hawaii.
Yes, sir. Aloha. Konnichiwa. Holla at you. I gave you some Ebonics, too. You know what I'm saying? I gave you some. Miss Scout Pro said she was up close to Tony Pollard with a shirt on. What you into? what you trying to prove out here? What's the moves? You lucky I don't get jealous. You lucky I ain't insecure. Hell, come on now. What are we doing? Let's do some more calls. Let's do some more calls. Hey y'all, listen, did y'all hear me? Like y'all, this something funny about me, and I'm noticing it because y'all kind of brought it to my attention. I can notice when my patience and my excitement start to, you know what I mean, start to tip a little bit. Because when I heard him say Tony's small and he don't run between the tackles, I went, bro. You ever heard Scooby Doo hear some shit that ain't sound right? He go, bro. Ruh-roh. I say, what you say? But he cleaned it up. I just wanted to know what was. I just wanted to know. I needed some affirmation. I just didn't clean that shit up quick, brother. My fault. We got a platinum call. Let's get him up in here. Jordan, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, Mike?
What's cracking, man? What you got for the show?
And I was just wondering, since you O-line guy or whatever, how did you feel about Mitch Hyatt? Because it seemed like he was getting whooped pretty bad last night. I know he's weak and undersized, but do you think they'll keep him on the roster?
I'll tell you what, Mitch got better this week from last week. Last week he died a horrible death. This week he died quickly. So that's progress. Hopefully by the end of the season he'll just
slit his throat instead of Fire Squad.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully if he keeps going by time he gets to his fourth preseason game, you know, hopefully that's when we make the super evaluation of Mitch Hyatt. You know, if he doesn't die, if he just gets beaten half to death, then okay, cool. That's even more improvement. But if he goes back to dying, then you know we got to get Mitch up out of there. We got to make room for other guys.
How long do you think it'll be before we get Brandon Knight up in there? I hear good things about him.
Brandon Knight looks good. Based on the film, some practice stuff I was watching, I was stealing from somebody's Twitter. He looks good at guard. He looks pretty good inside. And if you watch my Brandon Knight film session, which is on the channel, I I talked about his arm length, and his arm length may result in him being a better interior guy than being on the outside. Plus, I like how he moves in the inside. Like some people think that it's easier to play guard than tackle. That's why failed tackles play guard. But nah, like guards have to move quicker in tighter spaces. Tackles got to move quicker in bigger spaces. Some tackles can't move in tight spaces, just like some guards can't move in wide spaces. Like they both have their own different requirements or whatever. But not Luke Gifford, Brandon Knight moves better inside, in my opinion, and his arms are shorter. So I leave him in there. Plus he got a bad attitude. I like that.
Hopefully he can get, as Mark Holmes like to say, sour fallow about the paint, because I'm tired of seeing him on the field, man.
Oh boy, Xavier Salafallo, boy, and you know, man, I feel like I put my time in. You know what I mean? I put my time in to be able to say things like this. I was going to war with Cowboy fans all year. I was telling them, I was saying the shit. I was like, Lael is bad. Pardon me, Suafilo. Lael's bad too. But I was like, Xavier Suafilo is bad. But they was like, but Voch, we won. And I was like, that don't mean he's not bad. And now that we're at the beginning of the season and we're in training camp and preseason, he's still getting whooped. Now everybody want to say Xavier Suafilo was bad. No, don't jump on the back of the truck now. He been bad.
He been bad.
This ain't new. This ain't. And look, he was hurt last year. He healthy now and he's still bad. What's your excuse?
Right.
Come on, man. Whatever. But I ain't trying to bash him or whatever. Like I may have to interview him one day, but whatever. What else you got for the show?
Keeping it 100.
Yeah, right.
Last thing, I know you kind of harped on, the receivers or whatever.
Sure.
Do you think with Reggie Davis muffing that punt or whatever, do you think that all but sealed his fate as far as making the team?
I don't know, man, because they all give you value at receiver. So now you got to look at what else they do. So if you look at Reggie Davis, his advantage was I can field punts. But when he stopped fielding punts, he blends in with the rest of them. You know what I mean? So now you got to go out and play receiver better than somebody. Reggie ain't been playing receiver better than John Vay. He ain't been playing receiver better than Devin Smith or Cedric Wilson. So it's a conversation we got to have. He been playing receiver better than Jalen Guyton so far, but we got to see.
Yeah.
We got to see what happens.
Well, hopefully with the way Mike White played, I don't think he's going to be on the team. So we probably rolling into the season with two quarterbacks, which may leave a roster spot open. Don't know if they're going to use it on receiver or defensive line or linebacker, but that's just something that I figured, maybe we'll see play out for the rest of a training camp until the regular season comes on around.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's all I got for the show, man.
We'll see, Jordan. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call. I tell you what. Yes, sir. I tell you what, man. One thing I said to myself, I was watching the game yesterday. I was watching the game and I was like, boy, Dak Prescott. Boy, that drive was exciting. And the defense got like, boy, I'm excited. Well, let's see what happens next. And man, Mike White went out there and it just felt like the game deflated for y'all. You know what I mean? Chatbox, tell me if I'm wrong for saying that. Like when Dak and them was out there, I was into the game. I was up. You ever been watch the game and then you stood up and got close to the TV like that's gonna make the game better? like you got up and stood next to the TV. I stood next to the TV when Dak and them was driving. And when Tony flexed into the camera, I flexed at the TV. Like I was flexing at Tony. Tony flexed back at me. But when Mike White came on the field, I sat down and started reading shit. Like I got on the phone. I started checking my social media. You know what I'm saying? Mike White came on the field. I got sleepy. I started flipping over to the Cormier fight. You know what I mean? Like I'm sick of Mike White. I'm sick of him. I'm like, boy, this game got boring real quick. I made a comment yesterday on my Twitter. I think I also said it at the end of my video. If y'all haven't watched it, please watch it. But I said Cooper Rush successfully single-handedly cut Mike White. Cooper Rush cut Mike White. This is why I say it. Last week, Cooper Rush was the second guy out. Mike White was the third. And Cooper Rush had some solid minutes or whatever. Got like 100-something yards, touchdown, whatever. And Mike White was trash or whatever. He got a lot of sacks, threw some interceptions, whatever. So we all had the rational prediction type thought, right? Okay, I predict next preseason game, they're going to give Mike White more second team snaps, and they're going to give Cooper Rush the third team snaps, because it'll take proper evaluation to really figure this battle out. So let's give Mike White the second team guys, and let's give Cooper Rush the third team guys, right? So Mike White goes out there, stinks it up, looks terrible. I was so bored, man. I just started doing push-ups in the middle of the floor. Like, I was just bored watching I was just ugh. I'm like, man, this was what the 2015 Cowboys season was like. When Matt Castle and them was out there, like, man, that's how I feel watching Mike White. And then Cooper goes out there. Cooper Rush goes out there with the third team. Devin White and them. Campos and Redmond. Mitch Hyatt on the other side. I say, okay, now, Campos and Redmond and Mitch Hyatt. Boy, I know Cooper Rush going to get sacked just as much as Mike White did. Boy, y'all pray for. But Cooper Rush was moving the offense. I say, damn. Cooper Rush is trying to cut Mike White. Cooper Rush is making an attempt to cut Mike White. Then he drove the ball and threw the touchdown to Devin Smith, and I was like, damn, Cooper Rush flat out just cut Mike White. Now, Mike got 2 more games to redeem himself. I want to know where the Terran Christensen kid is. I ain't seen him play at all, but at least give him an opportunity to beat Mike White. At least. This is what we're going to do, y'all. First of all, let me address my super chats because they're fantastic. Jay Hart dropped a dub in the super chat. Pardon me. He dropped a deuce in the super chat. I apologize. If preseason didn't matter, they wouldn't play it. You damn right, Carl Lewis. Adrian Lindsay dropped a deuce in there and says, Lael need to talk to Spartacus. That's funny. That's funny. Thanks for the super chat. Sky Pro says, what are your thoughts on both Wentz and Goff having veteran backups? I think it's appropriate. I think it's appropriate that they have veteran backups. I think Goff got the best, the best backup. Blake Bortles. Like, Blake at least went to a playoff game and can win games for. Like, if your team is intact, like defense, offense, or whatever, Blake Bortles can win you ball games. We know that. And I think the Eagles let go of their backup quarter. Like, they let go of their better quarterback, in my opinion. I'll take the winner. I'll take the guy with ice in his veins. I'll take the guy that doesn't comply, opposed to the guy that gets in these shootouts with the Cowboys and lose at the end. Maybe that's just my take on it or whatever, but it's appropriate. The problem is, though, I don't want to hold Dallas super accountable for that, because it ain't like it's 31 good backups in the league. It's like 6. And then everybody else just kind of got their version of Cooper Rush, So that just is what it is. Like Brian Hoyer's taken. Nick Foles ain't a backup no more. Fitzpatrick's starting, so Josh Rosen would be the backup there. I think he's a pretty solid backup or whatever, but for the most part, it ain't really that many backups. Would I like to have one? Let me just say this. This is my thoughts. And this probably ain't a good thought to have. I'm going to say my thoughts, then we're going to play clock game with the rest of these callers. If something happens to Dak Prescott where he has to lose multiple games or whatever, like Dak is out for half a season, knock on wood, if Dak gets hurt and we lose a lot of games, just give me the first overall pick. I'll take it. I don't need a top tier backup. Now, if Dak is out for 3 games, Cooper Rush, your job is to go 1-2. It's Cooper Rush's job to go 1-2 if Dak misses 3 games. If Dak misses 10 games, knock on wood. If Dak misses 10 games, let's just get the first overall pick and keep building this team. That's my thoughts on it. That's just my thoughts on it. Well, okay, here we go. This is what we about to do. I'm on my phone right now, right? And I'm going to clock. I don't know if anybody knows about clock game. Chat box, let me know if y'all excited about clock game. Let me know. Drew Stanton is a bum. Let me know what y'all think about. Let me get back to the phone here. So clock game, this is what we do here at clock game. Chat box, tell me a good time to set my clock for. I like to give everybody their time on the phone. I'm not these other Dallas Cowboys shows to be like, hey, we want you to call in. You call in, they cut you off after 10 seconds. And they only take 3 callers. I don't want to be that type of guy. People naming these backup quarterbacks, these are guys that are on teams already. And I don't consider, True Stanton a good quarterback. But these guys are on they're on teams already. And we would have to trade something. I don't like trading assets for a backup quarterback. That ain't my thing. I think Cooper Rush is just as good as any other backup quarterback in the league. Y'all just want a starting level quarterback to be your backup, man. We can't always have it that way. I'm seeing people say 2 minutes. Come on, that ain't fun for clock game. Come on, clock game got to be. All right, let's go 1 minute and 5 seconds. 65 seconds is fair. So this is how clock game works. I'm going to answer the phone. I'm going to say who this. You're going to say who you are. After I say what you got for the show, your time will start. You can say whatever you want to say for the allotted time. Now, if you ask me a question, I will stop the time and answer your question. But if you're in the middle of the question and that hotline blings, you got to go. You got to go. Miss Calvin Pro says, Space Cowboy, nice work on your post-game wrap-up video. That is true. Space Cowboy, you did a fantastic post-game show. But cut that shit out because Voch got the best post-game show in the league. Time out. Before we start clock game, because there's no way Hunter Grant can get all his thoughts out in 65 seconds.
Say, like, come on,
ain't no way Hunter Grant get all his thoughts out in 65 seconds. Hunter Grant, what the hell you want, man?
Man, I just want to tell you that I disagree with you. I feel like the coaches did not put Mike White in the perfect position to succeed. All these draw plays and all these type of plays they doing for Mike White, I feel like they sabotaging Mike White. I feel bad.
All right, Hunter Grant, I got to hang up on you. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling. Listen, man. No, Hunter Grant, listen, it was totally fair. It was totally fair. Like the same guys. Okay, you bullshit. Okay, you bullshit. Oh man, what's good, Hunter Grant?
I feel like he needs to go. I feel like he needs to get kicked off a bridge. They back in Dallas. Hey, Mike White, just go pack your bags, dog, and we'll see you on your way, dog.
Damn.
I mean, if you look at him, that looked like 2015 all over again.
Damn.
It looked like 2015 all over again, and I'm pretty sure we don't want to go back there, do we, people?
Hell no.
We already know how that story ended.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Hell no, we don't want that. Hell no, shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was terrible. Garbage ain't even. We gotta give garbage more respect.
God damn, trash. God damn.
Yo, but Cooper Rush, man, I got to give it to Cooper Rush, man. I feel like he took advantage of his opportunity. He took the third team and said, all right, I'm going to bring them down and we're going to get the score right quick. Like, I don't care what. I want to see Cooper Rush with the ones. I don't want to see Dak play the next game. Let's see Cooper Rush with the ones just in case Dak go out. At least we got some type of idea of what's going to happen.
I totally agree. However, I don't want Cooper Rush to be in danger neither. You know what I'm saying? I just, look. Let Mike White go out there for 4 full quarters and just punish him, and just
what's the other quarterback we got? What's his name?
Taryn Christensen.
Yeah, get him out there. Just get him some snaps. I want to see him. They talking about how his deep ball is and all that. I want to see something.
Hey, man.
I want to see him play. Why are you going to bring him for what? For him not to play? What was the point of picking him up? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Anyway.
So I want to see him rock. And Tony did his thing, but Tony is not Zeke.
Sure.
He's not Zeke.
Sure.
So, I mean, Tony did his thing. I like what Tony did, but he's not Zeke.
Sure. We've been saying that all day, though. We've been saying that, like we not, because there are some people that are saying cut Zeke. We ain't saying because I would love to have both of them.
No.
I would love to have both of them, but you know how that go.
Yeah, I would too. And Alfred Morris, I don't understand why they picked Alfred Morris up.
Yeah.
Alfred Morris was a snooze fest. I'm sorry.
Anyway, 100 grand. I'm about to get this clock game started. You got any closing statements?
Nah, I'm good. I'm regular season ready, man. Let's go. Regular season ready.
Regular season ready. I appreciate you, man. We're going to get this clock game going. Everybody that got anything to say, y'all get y'all last minute calls in right now, because once the show is over, it is over. I'm going back to studying this thing so I can see if I can get y'all some more film session fire. So y'all familiar with the rules? Let's get clock game started now. 469, what's happening? Who this?
My name's Adrian Barker, back from New Mexico. How's it going?
What's up, man? What you got for the show?
Okay, so I wanted to talk about the Josh Gordon and Ruiz situation, and then how that's going to affect Randy Gregory getting reinstated.
Okay.
And then also I want to talk about the kicking situation as well. As who would we have to go out and find to get that figured out as well? And also, like he was talking, I want to see that our fourth string quarterback play, because we want to see if we're gonna have to kick Mike White off a bridge and throw him in there. And then also, I can't wait to see how Tony Pollard is gonna play behind Zach Martin and Tyron Smith, because that seemed like that would be a whole lot better than him running behind Lyle Collins and Suafilo.
Okay, let me pause your time. I think Tony should be done for the rest of the preseason. Tony should be done. I think we've seen enough. I think we've seen him run behind an appropriate offensive line to evaluate him. And sure, the offensive line will only get better. As far as the Josh Gordon Weed situation goes, he's reinstated, but I don't know if he's not unsuspended or not. So he'll be back, but he still may miss games. So I don't know. And as far as Randy Gregory go, I mean, I'm not a reporter, so I ain't really got the answers, but I would love to have him back. I'll just keep my eyes on him. Go ahead, keep going. What else you got?
Also, you know how Trent Williams doesn't want to play for the Redskins anymore. I was wondering, how much it would cost us if we went out and get him. We just kick Lyle Collins off a bridge and slide him in at right tackle, and then we got Tyron Smith and Trent Williams covering Dak Prescott behind and front side, and how much better that would be. But I'm also wondering how that would affect the cap, because I probably wouldn't.
All right, man, appreciate it. I got to get you up out of here, dog. Salute. That's your time. I thought about that one day. I thought about that. Could we bring in Trent, put him at right tackle, and push Lael off a bridge and just fly? Like, could we trade Lael and something for Trent Williams? And I know Trent making some money. Trent probably making somewhere in the teens. But shit, Lael making 9. You know what I'm saying? So let's say a $3 million difference. For $3 million, would you go get Trent Williams? I think it's interesting. I think it's an interesting notion. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's keep this clock game going. I love clock game. It's fantastic. 609. What's happening? Who this?
Hello.
Hey.
What's going on, bro?
What's happening?
First time caller, man. Enjoy your show. Enjoy the live streams all the time. But get into last night's game real quick.
Yes, sir.
I thought I thought Dak looked a lot sharper than he's been progressing. I think really well. Yeah. And like a lot of the haters been constantly going after him, talking about this, talking about that. I think Cooper. I think White needs to get cut because he's garbage.
Damn.
I could not stand when he got out there. I was like, damn, he's
what he done right, yeah.
But then on top of that, though, when Rush came out there, he made the third string look so smooth that you just looked at White like, you're done. You are so done here. So I was like really impressed with Cooper Rush. You know, I'm hoping that we don't lose Dak. I think we need that whole three-piece to really make them succeed because, Dak gives us that third piece as far as rushing when he needs to.
Appreciate it, man. I got to get you up out of here, but you absolutely right, though. You damn right. I give you that. You got to have that three-piece, boy. Ooh. Boy, that three-piece, boy. That boy, you know the carbs that's in the three-piece. Yo, come on, man. Come on, huh? Shit, come on, man. View from 30,000 feet says Trent making 10.8 plus 1.9 in options. You mean tell me Trent only making $1 million more than La'el Collins? That is crazy. Damn. We got one more caller here. We're going to play a little bit of clock game with. I like when people call in and they be like, yo, Voch, I'm a first-time caller, but they first-time calling is in clock game. And I be like, damn, dog. I be like, I don't want to cut nobody off and they think my show ain't shit because I cut them off, but it's clock game. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Damn, let's get into it then. We got one more caller. 817. What's that? Who this?
What's up, Voch?
What's up?
This is Cameron. What's going on, man?
What's up, Cam? What you got for the show?
Oh, dude. You know what? I've been trying to tell these people out here that scheme has been why we've been so dependent on Zeke.
Okay.
And while we need Zeke makes us a better football team, bar none.
Mm-hmm.
The reason, like, just Zeke holding out doesn't really scare me a whole lot because I got a lot of faith in Kellen Moore. But Pollard looks good. He's got to work on his blocking. That's the biggest nugget on him. He's got to work on biggest. But we definitely can win plenty of ball games. And when Zeke comes back, whenever he comes back, hopefully this deal gets done, then we will explode as an offense. We will see our full talent. But Zeke not being there doesn't mean the end of our season because the scheme is going to be different.
Yeah, totally agree. If maybe if we were a team that wasn't so run dependent, then maybe Zeke wouldn't be such a priority. However, you would have to change quarterbacks too. So because
True.
Yeah.
What do you think of that Olawale pass interference challenge?
I'm ready to push Olawale off a bridge because I think at some point we're going to have to make a decision out of what's most important. This fullback or keeping one of our young defensive ends. This fullback or having more depth at receiver. I think,
so much depth.
Right. I think that conversation is important. Now, if we're going to keep Olawale, I want to use him to death. I want him to be our Mike Allstott if we're going to keep Olawale. But if he's going to but if he's going to catch one pass every 3 games, then he can go. Yeah.
Fact.
So Cam, let me just say this to you one time because you got plenty of time. I just paused you real fast. I just added you in as platinum caller. So next time you call in, you'll go to the top of the list. But listen, Cam, you got like 20 more seconds. So go ahead and use that time properly. Go ahead.
You just want to hit the button. I mean, that's what it is. I've watched this before. First time caller, but I watched this before.
All right, Cam, I'm about to go ahead and get you up out of here, bro. I appreciate it. Listen, man. Listen. I wanted Cam to know that he's a platinum caller. I wanted Cam to know that he's platinum. So I paused it. Y'all getting kind of smart on me. I don't like how smart y'all getting. That's why somebody was like, give him 2 minutes on clock game. We can't go 2 minutes. I won't be able to hang up on nobody. We get better, man. We get better. Good job, Cam. That was a great call. But you are platinum though. So next time you call in, you'll go to the top of the list because I like your question. I give platinum calls out to people that ask well thought out questions, man, or they give me good calls. I think that was a pretty good call, Cam. So everything else is clock game protocol, but you are in fact platinum, sir. Let's see what's going on here. Brandon, what's up?
What's going on? I'm a big fan, man. Listen to you all the time. I watched your video recently. You was telling the fans to stay in their place when it comes to the Dak Prescott contract talk.
Sure.
And I think people need to be more informed as far as the negotiation process.
Absolutely.
And how to get deals done. They won't be so quick to go out there and say things.
Yes, sir.
Because if somebody offer you 30 and you can get a little bit more, you're gonna jump high.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna shoot high in hopes that they will come down. So I would just divvy everybody to do their own research as far as how to do contract negotiations. My second little tidbit, John Vaya Johnson, is that number 81?
Mm-hmm.
He has dropped a lot of balls because he's been thrown to a lot, but he has dropped a lot of balls. And that has to do, from my experience, with concentration. Is that one thing that you think, if he makes the roster, that he can improve on? As far as the consistency of the drops, they'll hit him in the hand, and he'll drop it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something that can be worked on, or is that just a concentration thing?
If you go back and watch the film, in college, John Vay was a bit of a dropper. Like he was a dropper, and I think I said it in my film session. He will put some on the ground. I just think that's what you got to deal with. Some of these guys that run a bit faster, they just have hand problems. Now, if I look a little closer, I can give you more answers, right? Like, is it a situation where, he's running so fast that he's thinking about the yak and he concentration drops the ball, or are his hands bad? I don't really have that answer for you yet. I probably should, focus and like figure that out or whatever. But I just know that he's been dropping balls since college or whatever, and that might be the reason why he went undrafted.
Got you. Just from my viewing of him and when he plays, it's always anticipatory for contact. If there's nobody around him, boom, he got the ball in his hands and it's stuck. But when it's in position of about to be hit or soon to be hit, there's a glitch in the catch. Maybe he takes his eyes off the ball. My third one, and I'll be real short. Now, what we gonna do about Maher, man? Because every time what we gonna do? Because anything 45 to 50 yards, man, the man might be 100 for 100.
Man, you absolutely right, Brandon. You damn right. I swear to listen. I promise. Yeah, man. My thing about Maher, shit, Brett. We don't need you to make the 61 yarders. We need you to make the PATs. We need you to make them easy 30-yard joints, right? I was watching the game yesterday. And I was looking at it, and I was like, 54 yards? Shit, Brett can make that. Then I saw it was on the right hash, and I was like, oh, boy. You got Brett on the right hash. You got a problem. Cam say, first time caller, but I've been watching for a while. I was rolling when you hit the button, though, because I knew it was coming. Great content, Voch. Hey, man, that means we're growing as a YouTube community. Y'all learning my tendencies. That means I got to switch the karate kick up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The Maher conundrum. Y'all funny. Let's see. We got one more call. It's gonna be the last one. Let me just do this. Logan, let me ask you a question, bro.
What's good, Voch?
You are aware that we're playing clock game, right, sir?
Oh, I know.
Okay, we're playing clock game. Okay, so cool. Let's reset. We got Logan on the phone. What's up, man?
How you doing, Voch? How you been?
Man, cooling. What you got for the show, brother?
Well, I just want to say, I was watching the game last night, watched the first drive, and then I turned it off, and then I wanted to go shoot myself when I saw Mike White was coming in the game, so I turned off the game.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah.
I liked what I saw last night from Dak. His progressions, he looked like he was making smarter reads, like he was making them quicker, and I think just even making that split-second read faster is going to make him a lot better.
Yeah, let me pause the time on that because I got a point. Maybe maybe his timing's better because his talent may be a tick better. Last year, I ain't hating on Bees or nothing, but it was a combination of Bees, Deontay Thompson, and young Gallup and Tavon. Then that transitioned into Cooper, Gallup, and Bees, and that was like a half a season. So I'd imagine that once you get continuity going with these guys, it'll be even better for you. Then you had a rookie Blake Jarwin. You transformed that rookie Blake Jarwin into a better Blake Jarwin, into a Jason Witten. So you take all those pieces and give more time and continuity, then I would imagine that the timing would be a little better. So yeah, that's a fantastic point. Let me start your clock back up though. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay, Melvin. Logan just hung up. Logan just hung the phone up. Logan legit had 35 seconds left, but hey, since you want to do that, Logan, hold on. Wait, time out. Since Logan want to hang the phone up. All right, Logan, I gotta get you up out of here, man. Appreciate it. All right, Logan, gotta go. Gotta go. Why are the Rams stalling with Goff? Maybe they didn't want him to look like. I tell you what, Miss Scouting Pro, I was watching that Chiefs game, and the talk was that, oh boy, Pat Mahomes gonna play a whole half today. The Pat Mahomes got hit in the mouth, and they pulled Pat ass so quick. Oh, they put Pat on the sideline so quick. Hey man, you don't want to risk it all, man, in preseason. You do not want to risk it all in preseason. So I don't know. I don't know why they holding Goff out. I don't know, man. Goff should get some throws at some point, but he didn't get them yesterday. Melvin, you are aware that we're playing clock game, correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's run it for the cardio, Melvin. What you got for the show?
Man, quick shout out, man. Shout out to you, man, for you doing your thing. Hey, everybody, go like this video right now. It's dead. Right now, I'm just rolling at that camp situation that happened, man. But I just want to say a few things. One, I was at Oxnard because that's where I have my family, and I finally got to see Derek rip one yesterday.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good thing, man, because I finally dang, I've been wanting him to throw one like that, man, and it felt good.
Yeah.
And with fullback Olawale, he literally caught a pass for 9 yards, man. Come on, I really want to push him off that bridge, man. Give me a Kelvin Smith that we had 2 years ago, or give me a Marion the Barbarian. You know what I'm saying? That feel really nice. And man, I just smell that Lombardi trophy. I really smell it, man. I don't know about you, but I feel like we're gonna do good things this year.
I definitely think we're gonna win the Super Bowl, bro. You ain't saying nothing new over here. Some people that's in this chat box right now don't like when I say, "Oh, Cowboys gonna win the Super Bowl." You know what I'm saying? Because it just seems, probably like Fanny or Homery or Sutton or whatever. But I've taken my lumps. I've seen this team improve. I think we're gonna win the damn Super Bowl. It just is what it is. Go ahead, sir.
All right, man. That's pretty much it.
Let me ask you a quick question, sir. Quick question. Were you tuned in earlier when we was having the Voch food YouTube channel conversation? Would you like to see Voch start a food YouTube channel? Just me cooking different stuff. Would you watch that?
I did see it. All
right, man. I gotta get you out of here, man. I appreciate it. Come on, man. You gotta be Quick Draw McGraw to beat me, man. Y'all gotta be a little quicker than that, man. What's up, best friend?
Hi.
You are aware that we're playing clock game, correct?
Yes, I am aware.
This the problem. I've had conversation with you, and I haven't hit the button on your time just yet. I'm just setting you up a little bit. I don't think you're capable of getting your Cowboy points out in 65 seconds. You're very thorough. You're very thorough. You like to get all your points out. You don't just want to say the Cowboys win. You want to tell us how it happened. So you think you'll be able to stand in the gauntlet and get your Cowboy points out in 65 seconds in the clock game?
I'm actually I actually might have to improvise because you made me forget my question. I just had a question, and I just totally forgot it.
Oh well, I mean,
but I'm gonna try.
I mean, should I start your time right now? What you want me to do? What you want me to say?
No, yeah, you can. I got a couple of things that I can ask, so I'm not going.
Okay, then. So let's
Take
doom.
forever.
So let's reset. Boom, boom, boom. We got we got best friend on the phone. What's up, best friend?
Hi.
What you got for the show?
I told you I had a question, but
you tell
I
me.
guess I'm just gonna go to Maher real quick.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could do somewhat of a film session on what other kickers are really out there, because I think that there's a lot of Cowboys fans that are panicking, because he's missing or whatever, all that good stuff. I mean, it doesn't look pretty. However, there's not that many good kickers out there right now. You got a lot of veterans. I mean, I've seen Tucker missed quite a few kicks last year too, and he's supposed to be the best in the league.
Pause. Wait. You used up 36 minutes of precious clock game time to ask me about kickers?
Yeah, because it is I mean, every post that I've seen as of late, like last night, was, man, what we gonna do with my hair? What we gonna do with my hair? Blah 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 blah. So I think that it would be good for you to inform people of what else there is out there and the likelihood of us getting something better this year. Because I think people need to know, like, hey, he's missing and it's ugly, but there's not a lot of good kickers out there, so we might have to just run with what we got.
Isha, listen, you know that if I was cold blooded and if we wasn't best friends, like I'd have just let the clock just run on you. Like what?
Why? Well, I had a really good question and I forgot, so then I improvised, and that's, like I said, everyone that's called today has said something about the kickers, so I think it's something, since you're knowledgeable, that you maybe want to address.
Damn, best friend. That's
Why you do me like that?
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question though. So we can get off this kicker conversation. You want to talk about Tony or Jordan Lewis, anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. I love what I see from Jordan Lewis.
All right, best friend. I gotta get your body. I appreciate it. This the bad part. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me cut this off. Wait a minute. This the bad part. Y'all have chat box anxiety, right? Because look, I'm trying to set her up and I'm looking at the chat box and y'all going, oh shit. Y'all saying, uh-oh, that button on the way. Look at B-Rob. B-Rob said, oh, he's setting up for the kill. Maurice pushed the button. Oh, Isha Poo, I'm so sorry. We gonna talk. I'm sorry, but we play a clock game and I just want to be fair. I just want to be fair. I gave you a lot of time though. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call you later. I'm sorry. Oh snap. Oh shit. I'm crazy. Shit. 402. What's happening? Who this?
This is Kyle.
What's up, man? What you got for the show?
Alright, so first thing I'd like to say, I thought Michael Gallup looked really good. I think he's been looking good in training.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I was wrapping up the show. My fault, bro. My fault. I got to get you up out of here. But hey, man, listen. It's been a dope show, man. Thanks for calling in, Kyle. Listen, I really was wrapping up the show. My bad, y'all. Listen, no. This has been a dope show. When the regular season comes around, we're going to be doing a lot more of this. We're going to be doing much, much, much more of this. This is so fun. I like to interact with y'all, man. Like it's really dope to be able to, talk ball, for all us to congregate together. You know what I'm saying? And talk ball. And I do feel like I have the best post game showing the game and the best morning after show. So when the regular season starts, when week 1 gets here, that's what we'll be doing. And I want y'all to tune in because we're gonna be running that, and I think it's gonna be a big season, man. Three film sessions a week because that's how we do. And think pieces, man. Like y'all, it seems like the think pieces have gotten pretty popular over time, so we're gonna be doing some more of those. I like getting on camera. That's pretty fun. So we're gonna run that. Let's see. Hold on.
No.
Hey, Liz. Hey, hello. Hello?
No.
We still live. Listen, we still live. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hang up on you, but we was playing clock game, and I just can't simply give everybody else 65 seconds and you call in and use clock privilege and be on for 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
You got me at the end because you know good and well I love Jordan Lewis.
Girl, you was about to go in, girl.
Yeah, I was about to go in. Yeah, that nigga get big. He open field tackle so well. He ain't even a big court. Like, I was about to go in, and then he did me like that. It's okay, baby.
But listen, since you're best friend, we are live still. I called you back because I did want you to get your point out about Jordan and about Tony. Clock game is over. I did want you to finish up. Then I'm gonna wrap my show up. So quickly, please tell us your thoughts on Jordan Lewis and Tony Pollard.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously, we've been talking about Tony for a while. It's kind of piggybacking off of you, but his vision is actually really good to be a rookie back. That's something that you don't see with young backs too often, is that they can look up field and be able to make those cuts effectively because he's not playing with the first string O-line out there. So those holes don't open up as fast as, they normally would. So I was impressed by him. I was impressed to see how he keeps running. Even when he, there's contact, a lot of guys like to go down, and you can tell that he knows that he is his place, like he's playing. He's trying to make a name for himself because he's running pretty hard out there. He's not playing like it's preseason. Like he doing his thing and making the most of his snaps. With Jordan Lewis, I love Jordan Lewis. It's crazy just to see how much he's grown. His open field tackling is insane because he is a smaller corner. He's not a big corner at all, but he makes himself so big. He wraps up well, and I like his vision on the ball. Like he's trying to go for the ball. I want to see more interceptions from my DBs this year, and if they rotate him in and out of there, I think he's gonna be able to do it. So I was impressed when I saw from him. I did see Jalen take a couple of bad angles last night. And it was kind of weird because we don't see him take bad angles much. But other than that, I wasn't really concerned with anything that I saw from the defense yesterday.
Damn, man, my goddamn chat box is savages, man. Why they want me to hang up on you like that? Damn, like I said, we're not playing clock game no more, and that I apologize, and I'm not.
Listen, they can do whatever they want to do. They want listen.
Damn.
You already know how I am.
But seriously, you really do have good football perspective though. So I really let you on the show. Do you have a name for your podcast YouTube channel that doesn't exist just yet?
Why do we have to do this every single time? No, I do not have one yet.
Okay, you should have one so I can get you this quick promo real fast. That'll be one more question, then I'm gonna get you up out of here. What do you think about this like 4th and 5th string wide receiver battle? This Cedric Wilson versus Devin Smith versus Guyton versus John Vay. What do you think about those guys?
I know one of the callers earlier was talking about is it John?
I'm sorry, Lemma. I got to get you up out of there. I appreciate it though. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I just had to. Okay, listen. Everybody like the page, like this video. Hit the sub button, hit the notification bell so you know when I drop random film session live streams in the middle of the week just like this. What else? Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Shouts out to she hate me. Shouts out to affordablesticks.com. All the links are in the description. If you need like the pay-per-view joints, I watched the games last night. I watched the fights last night. It was all seamless. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go check that out there. Dave, she is. And she's going to be one of our, Dallas Cowboy YouTube family members at some point whenever she gets her little situation together. So, she want to argue with Law and Foot so bad. So I don't know. So I'll set that up or whatever. Nene, we miss you up in here, girl. What's up? Miss Scouting Pro got a wrench and she been holding it down. She been out here sniping people. So the chat box is in good hands when Nene not around. All right. So y'all go check out my film session from the game yesterday. And yeah, man, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski. The Peasky Whiskey is free. Affordable sticks legal? Yes, it's legal to fire stick all you want. We ain't putting up the streams. We just watching them. Peace, y'all.